Hi, welcome to SBS Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. Today is Wednesday, May 4th, and we are continuing our coverage of the 2016 NHL playoffs with guest handicapper Dana Lane. Dana Lane, thanks for being back with us. Yesterday, both of our top plays hit, right? You liked St. Louis. That was a great call. I liked the over in that game. Both of them cashed comfortably, and tonight we just have one game. Kind of a tough one at first glance. A lot to think about here. It's Game 4 in Washington Pitt, right? There's been a very tough, tight, competitive series, and there's been a lot of Washington won the first game, Pitt won the last two, so they're up 2-1. And now here there's some suspensions. There's a suspension that, well, how much does that matter? I'm not exactly sure. Let's get your take on that first. Kris Letang, of course, is suspended for Game 4, and Olli Mata is still out. And when you see something like that, is that a huge deal in your handicapping, or do you assume that Pittsburgh for one game will be able to make up for the loss of Letang for Game 4?
Pete, that's a huge deal for me because that's certainly a drop-off if you lose Mata and you're losing Letang, and then you bring in Dumoulin and Daly to fill those spots. That just doesn't match up. Both of those players are not very aggressive and sometimes make poor choices, and it's a huge loss for Pittsburgh now because now you have your arguably your top two defensemen out of the lineup for the Penguins headed into this game. Sullivan this morning also said that Eric Fair might not play tonight. So he was not available at morning skate. So you have another injury. And what we're really looking at with the Penguins, Pete, is you have either suspensions or injuries to 7 different players, and they're so good in their top two lines that doesn't necessarily mean that they won't be able to score goals from the first two lines. But that depth is really taking a hit, and that is concerning to me. And especially when you take a Kris Letang off the ice. If you said, Pete, to me, who is the Pittsburgh Penguin that you could least afford to have off the ice? And many people would say Crosby. I mean, that would be the typical answer. But Kris Letang has given you over 32 minutes of ice time in the playoffs, and to me, he is the least replaceable. So that's a big hit for me, and that's why we like the Washington Capitals tonight, minus $1.10. And we've seen this line go from minus $1.22 to Pittsburgh to minus $1.10 on both sides because of the suspension. And that gives you an idea how much Letang means to the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah, I mean, it has been a big move in favor of Washington, but still, yeah, you can definitely get minus 110, minus 115 is easily available market-wide. And the Penguins have been riding Matt Murray, right, in goal. Do you expect that to continue, or do you expect them to have a drop-off in these next few games?
No, I think Matt's going to play extremely well. I think he's going to play Matt Murray hockey. We do see now that Fleury is going to dress as his backup tonight. So Fleury is right on the heels of returning for the Penguins. But, of course, Matt Murray will start in this game. And all these games, I mean, I'm more than happy if they're going to continue to give me fives, and we push a lot on these things, but I'm more than happy to take the over with this, no matter how well Matt Murray is playing or Braden Holtby is playing. I just think when you have two of your top defensemen out, and Washington averages over 30 shots per game in their last 36 shots per game in their last 5 games, and Pittsburgh is at over 35 shots per game at home, there's going to be plenty of opportunities as the rubber's going to hit the crease many times tonight to get us to that over.
Yeah, the 5 right now is about minus 115 market wide on the over. The last 2 games, though, have been pretty low scoring, so you see something a little bit different here for Game 4?
Well, they hit 5 last game with Letang.
Yeah.
So with him out of the lineup, I have no reason to believe that there isn't a reasonable chance that that's going to go over 5 without Letang.
All right, but your best play for tonight is the Caps at about minus 110 or minus 115?
Yeah, if you have to pick a side in this, I definitely like Washington. Not only do they need the game, but obviously they win the battle of the injuries, and we like that minus $1.10. But a side play on this as well, which we like to do a lot, because it gives us some sort of a safety net in the game as much as you can get. I would, at minus $1.02, it's not unreasonable to go out and take the Penguins at minus $1.02 in the first period and then play Washington through for the game, as some of these newer guys that have to play bigger minutes might be tired a little bit and allow the Washington Capitals to take control.
Dana Lane, complete and thorough analysis as always. Thanks so much for your pick on this game, and we'll be back with you tomorrow for the Thursday card.
Well, I appreciate your time as always, Pete. Thank you and best of luck.